just to set the tone of why the facility exists and what our vision and our strategy is. Fiji Airways' vision is to grow Fiji Airways Aviation Academy to become Pacific's preferred commercial aviation training destination. Building on a firm focus on Fiji Airways. Of course, we exist because of Fiji Airways. Fiji Airways is our main customer. And creating development pathways for Pacific Island communities and high professional standards and as a profitable business. Before I go any deeper, our MD CEO is our #1 fan of the Academy. We exist here, this Academy exists because of his vision and his strategy. So there's a small short video, 2-minute video, which I'd like to play for you, which gives you a detailed information about the Academy.
At Fiji Airways, our vision has always been to lead the Pacific in aviation excellence and to invest in the growth and development of our people. The Fiji Airways Aviation Academy was established with this vision in mind, aiming to provide world-class training right here in Fiji. Since its inception in December 2019, the Academy has made tremendous strides in nurturing local talent, offering comprehensive training programs for pilots, cabin crew, and engineers. Our commitment to excellence is reflected in the continuous enhancements we've made to our training facilities and the curricula. The addition of 2 new CAE 7000 XR full flight simulators for the Airbus A350 and ATR 72 aircraft marks a significant step forward in our journey. These state-of-the-art simulators represent our dedication to providing the highest standards of training and safety. By having these simulators locally, our pilots benefit immensely. Training at home means reduced travel time and costs, allowing our pilots to train more frequently and efficiently. This proximity also fosters a stronger sense of community and support, as our trainees can stay close to their families while advancing their careers. I'm incredibly proud of the progress we've made with the Fiji Airways Aviation Academy and the positive impact these new simulators will have. Together, we are building a brighter future for aviation in Fiji and setting new benchmarks for excellence. Thank you for supporting Fiji Airways as we continue to soar to new heights together. Vinaka Bakalev.
This facility, the total investment of 156 million to this date, total of 4 simulators. I know we can only see 2 simulators. A330 on my right, which is in motion right now, and it's beautiful, and 737 MAX on my left. And we've got 2 other simulators, A350 and ATR-72. Basically, this facility has all the simulators, and we are self-sufficient for all the aircraft type that we have in Fiji Airways. So our pilots are able to train in all the simulators here of the aircraft we have, and they don't need to go overseas for the training like we used to do. Having this facility here in Fiji, it saves approximately 20 million Fijian dollars a year. Having this facility here, it has increased our productivity of our pilots from 18 roster crew days to 21 roster crew days. Fiji Airways uses only 40% of the capacity, and the rest is what we try. Our business model was to get in other third-party airlines to train into Fiji. So you'll see some big brands in there, like Cathay Pacific, Qantas, Virgin Australia, Air Caribbean, and Nadi. They actually come here and use our facility for their training. As a dry hire, basically they send in the instructors and the pilots for training here. That not only gives us business, it gives Fiji a business. They come here, stay with us, stay in hotel for a duration of a month, basically. Stay in Fiji. We've got, as I mentioned, 4 full-flight simulators, A330, 77 MAX, ATR-72, and A350. Together with that, we have some integrated procedural trainer, which is fixed base. Basically, before you join, you can be trained onto the full flight simulator. This is where you start on the fixed training devices to do your introduction of training and your procedure trainer before you jump onto full flight simulators. This facility is EASA approved, which is European Union Aviation Safety Agency. It's one of the highest standards of certification you can get. Basically, you have that. Our facility is certified under that organization. Any airline coming into Fiji, for example, Cathay or Qantas, that's a certificate they will see before they jump into audit our facility. So each bay has got 3 briefing rooms. Basically, this is where they come in for their briefing and a debrief into the in a pilot's life, if they're flying an actual aircraft, they basically meet in an office where they do the briefing of the flight. But here it's a little different. They go through under intensive training basically for the day. Simulator session runs up till 4 hours in the simulator basically. They'll be there inside the simulator. So this is configured to a 737 MAX. As you can see out the window, the 737 MAX simulator. So we've got Fiji Airways training instructor and 2 pilots in there basically doing their refresher training. So in a pilot's life, every 6 months they undergo refresher training. Basically 2 days of theory and 2 days of simulation training in here. So they'll come in, everything is electronic, everything is streamed through the iPad onto the screens. We've got these nice little student-looking chairs that makes you feel like you're in a proper classroom. Chuck your bags in there, you're sitting an instructor in front with a whiteboard. They will discuss about, the briefing goes around hour 45 minutes. Basically, the instructor will teach them the theory base and then tell them what to expect inside the simulator for training and stuff before we jump into the simulator. So that's hour 45 minutes in here, 2 hours in the simulator, 2 hours of intense training and simulation time that they go through with only 15 minutes break in between. Once that is done, they come back here for a debrief. Basically, every session is recorded live. They can stream it onto the screens, onto the computer. If there's any issues that needed to be addressed during the training session that the instructor may have found, so they basically discuss in this room before they knock off for the day. So like what we mentioned, having this facility benefits us because you can imagine if we didn't have this, they would do the same thing but overseas. But they're doing it here, so the very next day they're actually flying a aircraft. They're rostered to fly. So this is the future plan, the building B and C that you see here. Basically along that path from the container till the security booth. A massive building, 75 meter long, 25 meter wide, 2-story building that will house a cabin crew safety and service training. So it will have a pool inside with all your safety and emergency drills, rafts that is currently used, and the other side will have a service training, basically a cabin crew training, a wide body and a narrow body seat, cabin emergency evacuation trainer. So we'll have it for the both aircraft types, Airbus and Boeing basically in there. And that becomes the main reception area basically. See, so you'll come through here, there'll be a road cutting through along that fence basically. You drop off here, cabin crew go into the cabin crew facility, pilots come into this side of the facility. And the other thing that we're building is a accommodation block. We are always, it's so hard to find accommodation. We are struggling with accommodation and of course the prices of the accommodation. So we want to have our own accommodation block, which is like a 25-unit apartment or a 3 or 4-star hotel basically. So you come here, you stay here, you train here in the Pacific, and this perfectly aligns with our strategy to become the hub for all your aviation training needs in the Pacific. It's a investment of $100 million, and we are currently out in the market looking for investors for the next phase 2B, C, and D. Basically, these buildings that you see here. Yeah, and this facility is basically estimated value of $190 million, which is fully owned and funded by Fiji Airways, all the simulators and the outside of the red line when it's in motion. Right now it's not in motion. So like I mentioned, the manufacturer is CAE. All our simulator is from CAE, Montreal. configuration is basically different inside. When you actually will get to see a 350 simulator inside here. So they all look the same from the outside. Each simulator bike is basically on its own. It's sitting on its own foundation. So the amount of vibration that it does during a simulation is you will see, right? So it doesn't affect the entire building. These are very expensive machine. This is sitting somewhere around 10 to 15 million USD simulator here. So but it's nothing compared to actual aircraft. Aircraft is around 300 million. So yeah, these are all advanced. This is the latest in the market, which is 7000 XR series. As you can see, these are the previous generation simulators will be all hydraulics. These are all electric motor motion, so everything is constant electric. So the simulation is very real opposed to hydraulics. Yeah, so each aircraft type. This is the fourth one. Then we've got by three, which we're going to go along to. This is the A350, 737, and the one in front of me is that's basically the brains of the simulator. Every programming and every software updates, maintenance is basically done there. Each simulator has got its own server room basically, and which is, like I mentioned, maintained by our own flight sim engineers. But if anything urgent or priority needed, then CA manufacturer basically dials in from overseas to assist with issues. Somebody did ask me a great question about the power. About this facility. That is one of our greatest expense. We spend around 75 to 80,000 a month on electricity bills running these 4 simulators. We have our own UPS, which is uninterrupted power supply, 400 kV each. So anytime there's a power failure, you won't the simulator basically won't feel the impact of the power failure. The training still continues. We've got enough battery time to run for around 2.5 hours of flight time in all 4 simulators, and of course we have our own generator which has got enough diesel to run for 2 weeks if the need arises. Yeah. Like I mentioned, we spend a lot on electricity, so we are slowly evolving into solar panels, which is our next project, which will basically give us power into this facility during prime time, which is from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. basically. That's our high volume utilization of the simulator basically. So hopefully in 6 months time this facility will sustain by solar powers basically. Please feel free to grab a seat. There's 2 rows of business class and then economy at the back. Service and some safety training is done here. This is built in-house by our own property team basically. These seats are from actual aircraft. Before we retired our old 737 NGs, we actually ripped the seats and installed it here in this cabin trailer. And it's got a semi-functional galley at the back. The leg space you would see, there's some decent space compared to the actual aircraft, but it's purpose like that, so you have your cabin crew and your instructor basically standing next to you while they train you on how to save leaves and interact with customers on board. This is what I mean is to have our own cabin crew safety and service training as well. It will have a proper, fully functional cabin trainer. Basically, you'll have your luggage compartments on top to simulate if there's a fire, what you do in case of a fire. We're actually getting a fire trainer installed as we speak. You'll see those 2 containers out there next to the car park. That came all the way from Netherlands, which has got a proper cabin inside with a fireproof glass. It will simulate a cabin fire, an actual fire basically, and then cabin crew will take turns going inside the cabin to get trained how to put out the fire and assess for that. So when we didn't have that, they only used to put out fire on a barbecue stand basically. They light it on fire and they'll be trained how to put out a fire, but they never had an actual experience what happens if a fire inside the aircraft. That's something they go and train in Brisbane Aviation. They have a proper facility of that. Now we brought that in-house basically, like I mentioned, to have all our cabin crew safety and service training in-house as well. And of course those services will be extended to the third-party airlines as well. part of the same full flight synthetic device trainer. Basically, before you jump into full flight simulator that you're gonna go into next, you basically start your training in here to get your familiarization. This has got the same configuration as a full flight simulator. The only difference is there's no motion, so you don't feel the motion and the gravity and the G-force of an actual aircraft. You will do all your familiarization. It's got actual tactiles from the real aircraft, basically. The physical devices, the parts that you see is from actual aircraft. The screens are just touch panels, but on an actual aircraft, those are real buttons. But like I mentioned, you are just trained here for a couple of weeks for your famil of the aircraft before the instructor takes you into a full flight simulator. And that's where your actual pilot training begins. So this is basically your learners into what you get a feel of. Because our progression here is basically from Fiji Link, you're either flying the Twin Otter or the ATR 72, then you progress into Fiji Airways after doing your minimum hours. And what Fiji Airways can absorb, basically you either come into the 737 MAX or the Airbus A330 or A350, depending on what Fiji Airways can absorb during the time.
It's a vertical separation facility only, not lateral. It won't tell you turn left or right.
Oh,
right?
vertical.
So it'll wait, and the first thing you will hear is the word traffic, telling you, hey, there's something wrong. So within 5 miles, it will trigger. So if you look at that screen, you can see it's coming to 5 miles. That arc.
Oh shit. No trigger.
No trigger. Why?
That guy's not meeting the regulations.
Traffic.
Oh, there you go.
Traffic.
Right. So he's warned the pilot, so everybody is alert.
Them too.
Yes, they would have got the same thing.
Yeah.
Now we could either get a climb or a descent.
Descend.
Right.
Descend.
See how the automatic pilot's putting you down?
yeah.
Now he should fly above you, and he's being told to climb. You see? There we go.
Wow. Henry,
Yes.
if the pilot doesn't do what he's supposed to do and does crash it, for example, does it do the whole thingy?
Yes. it will. I mean, it'll show you a crash.
Yeah.
Yes. It'll show you a crash. So that's basically flying straight out. There's Momi straight ahead. And there's Malolo on that side for those in the west. Sonar Sali is down there. You can see it down there.
Oh,